Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to learn the poetry Keeping Quiet, which is written by Pablo Neruda. Students, Pablo Neruda was very critical of any kind of political or social oppression. In this poetry, he calls for introspection of human beings who have divided themselves on the basis of caste, race, language, nationalities, etc. Okay, the poem is presented in the form of an exercise for maintaining silence and stillness. In these moments of silence, one can break the shackles of discrimination, hatred, violence, and create an exotic moment of togetherness. Let's go to the details about the poet. Students, the real name of Pablo Neruda was Neftali Ricardo Reyes Bisaldo, and he was born on July 12, 1909 in Parral, Chile. He spent his childhood in contributing for daily article. Its name was La Manana, and he changed his name to Pablo Neruda. He took the pen name of Pablo Neruda in the memory of Czechoslovak poet Jan Neruda and made literary contributions to the journal Selva Austral. Students, between 1927 to 1935, he traveled to different places like Burma, Ceylon, Java, Singapore, Barcelona, and Madrid, etc., as an honorary consul. His literary breakthrough came in the form of Residencia en la Terra, a collection of esoteric, surrealistic poems. For a number of times he had to go to exile also because of his political views, and in the year 1971 he was awarded Nobel Prize for the literature. Let's start with the poem now, students. Let's talk about the theme. Anti-war poem. Students, this is main theme of the poem. It does not promote war. The poet wants to say that the problem of the world can be solved when we introspect our deeds. Okay. Next theme is violence, cruelty towards animals. Human beings, they think that they are superior to animals and therefore they kill animals randomly, and it should be stopped according to Pablo Neruda. He promotes a simple solution to many problems, that is self-introspection, creating a feeling of mutual understanding among human beings. So as I told you, all the problems of human being can be solved with introspection and mutual understanding. These are the three main themes of the poetry. Let's start with the line now. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. Students, the poet uses the number 12 to represent the dial of a clock, and it symbolizes a measurement of time. Okay, the clock has 12 markings and year has 12 months, and in a day when we divide it into 12 there are 12 hours. So it means that when it shows that throughout life, okay, throughout life we have to think about our deeds. Okay, stillness will give a feeling of togetherness. When we are still, then it gives us feeling of togetherness, because there won't be any discrimination based on anything. Okay, we will have only one thing in common, and that is stillness. Okay, therefore we will be together. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. Students, you must have seen, because of language discrimination, there were so many problems created in India as well as in other countries. Okay, so this language creates divisions among us. Hindi speaking community, Bengali speaking community, Nepali speaking community, they divide themselves on the basis of language. Therefore, we should not speak in any language for the sake of our earth. Students, the poet also wants us not to use arms. And arms means arms and ammunitions, which is creating violence in the world. Let's see other lines. It would be an exotic moment, without rush, without engines, we would all be together in a sudden stillness. Students, when we are not using our arms, then it would be exotic moment. The stillness, the quietness will be exotic moment, and it will take us very much away from our modern hubbubs, okay, modern monotony. Therefore, it is going to be exotic moment. The silence or the peace would be would form the common link between all of us, wiping away discrimination, bringing us all together. Because of this one commonality or similarity, we are going to be together. Okay, there won't be any difference. Next, it will initiate peace and brotherhood. When we have something similar in us, then obviously we are going to take others in a whole. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales. Students, fishermen here represents prolific hunters, not only in sea but in land also, all kind of hunters. Okay, they will become conscious of the harm they are doing to others and to themselves. And students, here the activity that hunters are performing, it is not only harming animals but they themselves as well, because in this process, okay, they are not able to see how much harm they have caused to themselves, so they need to introspect their acts. And the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Students, we have not given due time to ourselves. We are in the process of making money every day. Every day we are following the stereotypical lifestyle, and therefore we are not able to check our work. We are not able to check our act, whether it is destroying us or it is creating our peaceful life. So here, if the salt gatherers will stop for a while, if they keep quiet for a while, they will be able to see their hurt hands. They will be able to introspect their deeds. And this is what poet wants. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors. Students, in this world we have seen so many wars. The great two wars, First and the Second World War, these two wars have destroyed Earth almost completely, especially the places where atom bomb was dropped. Okay, and not only that, on everyday basis we are facing this terrorist attacks, Naxalite attacks, okay, and civil war, this that, creating lots of trouble, and these all are war against environment. Eventually it is hurting environment, therefore we should stop it. And this will happen automatically when we don't use arms, then we are not going to do anything, so obviously these ill activities will also end. Would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. Students, in the war, whoever will win, there will be casualties from both the sides. It might be possible that after 2-3 days of war, the leaders might shake their hands, but by that time, the destruction will already be completed. Therefore, we should think about it. Therefore, we need to put on clean clothes, and this should be done by warmongers, the one who initiates war. They should put on clean clothes. It means without any bloodshed, without any killing of any person. Okay, so after analyzing that, they should walk hand in hand doing nothing under the shade. It means that they should not think about doing ill to human beings. Students, when men put on clean clothes and for some time do not involve themselves in any activity, they would reflect inwardly and thus halt their destructive activities and develop a sense of belonging among themselves. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. Students, the poet wishes that man should stop his destructive activities and involve themselves in moment of silence and introspection. Okay, by total inactivity, he means complete quiet and stillness and no activity in taking place on the face of earth. And students, the poet wishes that man should for sometimes stop his destructive activities, not constructive one. Okay, destructive activities and involve themselves in moment of silence and introspection. So by remaining quiet we are stopping our destructive activity, and we are, by keeping quiet we are constructing something. What we are constructing? We are saving the world, we are saving our earth. Okay, so it is constructive and we are lessening the destructive activity by not moving our hands. If we were so single minded about keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence. Students, life is an ongoing process and thus is all about being up and doing. Life cannot come to a standstill under any circumstances. Whether it is good or bad phase, the life will keep on going. The poet does not believe in inactivity, students. Remember, when he says, I want no truck with death, he is not talking about inactivity, but he says that life is ongoing process and it should be continued whether it is up or down. Perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Students, here we get to understand that man has targeted himself single mindedly, towards scientific progress and advancement. He has so focused himself that he pays no heed to the positive and negative aspects of reckless progress. They keep on moving ahead blindfoldedly. Now, the expression keeping our lives moving is a comment on the modern life's mechanized and busy life schedule. Life, no doubt, is an ongoing process, but in the name of progress, we have destroyed our earth. Perhaps the earth can teach us as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Students, the earth can teach us the lesson of preserving and rebirth. Earth teaches us how new life emerges from the ashes of the dead remains. The expression everything seems dead is very symbolic out here, because after the doomsday, when all life on earth will come to an end, we find earth is rejuvenating. Okay? How we can prove that we are alive? See, life is an external and ongoing process. Human is caught in the cycle of birth and death. Now, new life is believed to rise from the dead remains, and this is what we should learn from earth. Now I'll count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. Students, the poet has completed his task by collecting everyone and indulging everyone into this movement. Now he says, I have done my work. I have made them realize the importance of introspection, self-examination and universal harmony. Now his work is done, so now he takes leave from the audience. Student, this is what we get to know from this poetry. We will meet in our next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.